fell asleep. I'm in a very good morning mood because I thought, oh, the ship sailed. I won't be streaming tonight. But then I thought, why not? I've started later than this, probably, yeah. I'm, well, it's not that I'm scheduleless, right? And I love that. I'm regimented and I'm rigid, and yet I remain scheduleless. It's part of the nature of time travel, I think. Always know the time, never know the day of the week. Just kidding. I usually stay on top of those things. No, but I was sort of contemplating on why this week's energy was so sort of out there and a bit crazy. And I realized that, like, when I woke up, Gemini season was over. And that was probably, well, today I think technically is the last day of Gemini. But that is, I think, part of the reason why we were feeling such extreme energies and people kind of, maybe seeming a little out of character or almost crazy lately this past week. I think it's the transition from Gemini to Cancer season, going from air to water, going from mutable to cardinal. Like it's a hard switch to make, Kind of one of the tougher ones because I couldn't think of two almost more opposing signs than Gemini and Cancer, even on the stereotypical level or cliche level. Very detached and almost cold hearted, but still very playful and light Gemini versus like the very emotional and in depth, somewhat manipulative and cursing Cancer. So it's very contrasting energies. You can see how people didn't really handle them that great this week when it started to transition. Once again, I think today is sort of the last day of Gemini season, but let us enjoy it then instead of feeling the chaos and madness. Yes? Okay. So I have to roll these ads real quick. I'll be back in 3 minutes and then we can decide what we're doing because before I started the stream, I grabbed an incense and I'm back to Aries. Back to Aries. So good. So I was thinking about doing a zodiac reading. Yeah. The Cosmic Deck of Initiation, and then if VHS Tapes, as I promised yesterday, if VHS Tape shows up, Deck of Choosing for them, we'll do a reading. Collective still, but, for the next time that they're on stream. But tonight, I think just the Cosmic Deck of Initiation, because it's the only deck I've been using on stream. But before we get into that, no talking. Okay. I gotta play the ads, and then maybe we'll chat a little bit, yeah? Okay. Or maybe we'll jump right into the... Hi! I have to play my ads so that we can control the time. It's been a minute since you were here, but you were here a lot at first, yeah? How's the stream going? Oh, no. We just had one night, and I followed you, right? Yeah, I sometimes confuse people's screen names. I'll be back in 3 minutes, and I might actually do tarot tonight, so I'll be quick. Well, actually, it'll be 3 minutes. I can't make it go any faster. Okay. Quit being a dork. Roll the ads. Okay, so I'm back. Ooh, for witching hour, yes. Okay, so I decided I'm gonna chat a little longer, do a little warm up kind of talk. Just regular course of the evening. Usually I start these things by going over my day, but today it wasn't at all mundane, but for some reason mundane is coming to mind. So maybe someone else's day was a bit mundane today. And rainy, maybe it was raining somewhere. It didn't rain where I was today, but maybe you had a rainy day, yes. So sort of a mundane vibe. Maybe it's raining now, right? A little bit of lightning or something. Could be heat lightning, heat storm, heat storm. Either way, I'm gonna get this ready while I chat a little bit. Is that true, or is it just a vibe? Like, I feel that vibe, but I think, again, it's us coming into the Cancer season. I think technically Gemini season is still the 20th, right? I'm pretty sure they are the 21st to the 20th. So, nice, nice. God, I'm sorry. I don't even, it's like, it's one of those things. I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but it's just crazy how easy it is to tap in, you know? But that's why my resolve is very strong, so that I'm not just doing that all the time willy-nilly, right? You either have to be on here with me, or asking me to do something, paying me to do something, or it's got to be about me in order for me to know it and sense it, feel it, hear it. So, you know, this is actually a good way to talk about some of the things that I've been thinking about and deeply contemplating over this course of the week. Keep saying course, isn't that funny? Stay the course. I think that would be the overall message there. Stay the course. Keep at it, keep on it. So, it's kind of like so many messages coming through. And it's funny because it's just you. But that's interesting because you're sort of embarking on your tarot journey, yes? But you're more into art and drawing. And you're thinking about the idea, from what I remember of our conversations anyway. All these things. Maybe you're in school, maybe you were psychology. No, that was somebody last night, I think, talking about studying psychology. No, I think that happened at work. Oh my gosh. Sometimes I talk to a lot of people. And I do a pretty good job remembering what people say, but sometimes I confuse where I hear things. I think that's the hardest thing. But it's very easy for me to remember people and remember things that they're saying, right? Yeah. Something, do you have your nose pierced? I know I saw pictures of you, but if you don't have it pierced. Oh, nice. Yeah. Okay, so some of this I might remember from the stream that you were here on, but some of it intuitive, I don't know. But nose piercing, maybe this one. Someone with this is very specific. Maybe someone who passed away, yeah, who had this. Okay. If that's the case, then they say, hey, it's funny because I've been thinking, oh my gosh, I would like to share so much about my spiritual teachings or findings this evening and all of them. You told me about them. We don't trust now. Okay, we're too early in the stream. We can't be talking like this. Cheers. My one-on-one attention is great though, isn't it? Because it's like so immersive. This is why I don't do personal readings, but it's like honestly, like it's so fucking late and you're here, I'm here. It's like really girly hours of the morning. It's how it feels. Like it's not even real silly illy hours. Yes. Oh my god, did we just say girly at the same time? There's like the ever so slight delay in the chat. I just said real girly hours of the morning. I've never said that on stream. That is mind blowing. I love that. It's so cool. It's so cool. It's so cool. And very endearing, of course. But that's so cute. You know, and people ask me how it works and how do I do it. I don't know. I actually don't know. At the end of the day, I don't fucking know. It must be a gift that you're born with. I say was indoctrinated via hi. I don't know how it works, honestly. Yes, I love yours too, obviously. And I love yours too, baby. Dom is just. Never mind. Why was I about to just put everyone on blast? Because there's only a few of you tonight and the energy is strong, right? So let me go back to my own findings, my own contemplations, okay? So tonight I was no teasing, none whatsoever. It's too much. It's too harsh. I had to this is a safe space. And then I am the thing that you have to stay safe from. I was thinking today, well, no, always I'm constantly my maybe Mars and Pisces is like, why is everyone afraid of me? Why does nobody like me? Why am I so intense? Why am I so intimidating? Why does nobody talk to me? Why does nobody like? And then there's some days I look in the mirror, like days like today, and I'm like, oh, I see it now. Whoa, I wouldn't really want to approach me either. Like looking like this, like I look sometimes like a scary bitch. And it doesn't really phase me while it's happening until you can step back and see it. Almost like 3D third person. You know, um, where sometimes it's almost as if it takes on a personality to look a certain way rather than vice versa. If that makes sense, it probably doesn't make sense. Um, how do I say? I feel like this doesn't really reflect who I am, but it's a strong reflection, strong perception. Um, to look as bold or striking or even angry. Yeah? Okay. We catch that drift, right? So today I looked in the mirror and I intimidated myself. And then I understood maybe how other people could be intimidated, perhaps, by me. At other times, even if I were to not look intimidating to me, that's got to be a difficult thing, right? That's, yeah, probably. So continuing, Scorpio rising. Scorpios are such easy manifestors, so think about where your Scorpio placements are. And I was telling somebody about this the other day, and how, okay, so your Scorpio sun, anything you want is yours. You have to remember that as a Scorpio sun, anything you want is yours. It's crazy. They're the biggest manifestors. Everything comes so easy to them. Yes, it was like waking up from a nap, so it was nighttime, so it wasn't morning. It's like the midnight morning, right? And it's just, yeah, like I spooked myself today. This look, it was, this was my grandma's, and she was kind of a bitch. And I'm sorry if that offends people that I say that, but she was iconic for it. She was a Gemini, and she had a mouth like that was her whole point, and she never hid that. She always kind of like, oh, she was so cool in that way that she didn't wait to talk shit. She would just say it out loud right then and there. And that's like iconic Gemini movements. And to try to pretend like she wasn't like a scary bitch for that reason, because you know that she would say some shit. Okay, that's intimidating. So I think when I wear this, it adds that bit of intimidation that was her. And she always liked when my hair was short, so I put it up, and it's giving, yes, girl, my ancestors, perhaps the Italian, Turkish, whoever. That's how she liked to see me. So it's funny. It almost is like sometimes I can take on her energy, or I suppose that would happen with any person, right? Because I just as much get very into, yeah, literally, exactly. There are certain days where I see what people are seeing, and some days where I'm like, I'm literally just this bright ball of energy that is like so smiling and approachable and singing and dancing half the time. Like, what is intimidating about that? Literally nothing. It's like the most friendly energy ever. And then some days I walk around like I talk to dead people. Absolutely. It just depends on the day. Um, yeah. That's how I feel. I like to make people feel comfortable until they make me feel uncomfortable. Okay. And that's why sometimes I like to say I'm a bully's bully. I'm not really going to start being mean until I'm feeling threatened or agitated in some way. And sometimes the agitation comes from within. Sometimes you can rub me the wrong way in the slightest way, and it feels like such a greater agitation because of my hormonal cycle, right? So I did want to talk about that too, where today it's an interesting day because I'm probably 3, 4 days out from my period, and now day one of ovulation. So I wasn't thinking about it at all. I've been having it. Last few days have been good, from what I recall. I was working a lot, so it's not to say I was or wasn't tired. there wasn't really any symptoms going on. Maybe a little bit of lots of more yelling and stuff because I get very quiet and have no energy to do things like singing or screaming when I'm bleeding, right? So the past few days have been that kind of recovery. Lots of singing again, working, speaking, and feeling like, oh, maybe flirty and alive, right? But now, today, the cycle went, poof, estrogen. Oh my God. Oh my God. It was like I could hear nothing but fuzz in my head. And I'm like, what is that? And then I just started sobbing for maybe, I don't know if it was even 20 minutes. And then I stopped and was like, okay, everything makes more sense. And then I was like, oh my God, it's the estrogen. Oh my God, it's just the estrogen. Literally, like, it's kooky, man. It's fucking kooky. And it makes me a little agitated, aggro, kind of like loud in your face. A little bit of that fuckboy energy, okay? Comes from that. Calm down. The recover. You're starting to get back up. And then the estrogen hits and it's like this drop of madness. Feminine madness, like feminine madness. So it's kind of in some ways fun to watch, but also very hard to deal with. And I've been doing, oh, hey, I was talking about you when I started this stream. It is going. So, it feels crazy, because it's like I start to think a certain way and start to prioritize things different and start to doubt myself for different reasons or in different ways. And it's like some of it I understand isn't real. Some of it seems suspicious or susceptible. And then some of it is like routine check yourself moments. Okay, so dealing with it every month. But these past couple months, as we've talked so candidly already, with the other PMDD symptoms, the luteal phases, even the menses, right? We're doing all these regimens and all this more natural medicine, even if it's a little taboo, holistic, whatever you want to call it, beef liver, nutmeg, whatever. Okay, I had to sit and say, oh, this is when I would take medicine. This is when I would do that. Okay, so edible, because it's a nice ease into, this is going to be a fruitful creative portion of my month this next coming days. Am I going to be a little deranged and try to prioritize and even scheme my way into some dick? Yeah, it's inevitable. It's so crazy. It's so weird. Sometimes you just want to sit around and think about it. Like, it's every, woman who's probably, not woman, but anyone who has assigned female at birth or has a womb has to go through this cycle of like these periods of a week on, week off, week on, week off. It can be really overwhelming to the body, and that's why I think birth control is so easy and such a good, not a good frame of reference, but it's such a obvious choice for so many people. Yes, I can see why, because this is fucking living hell. Yeah. Hey everyone, hi. Oh yeah, I felt it in your whole chest that you really are dealing with something. It may not be PMDD, and it doesn't matter. It could be PMS or something, or just mood, like you said in general. But I felt it. You have a whirlwind in you, Crows. I feel that. So I feel hungry too, but I feel like I ate earlier till I was past full and couldn't finish my plate, which is rare for me at all. And I took a bite of an apple before I streamed because I wasn't sure if I was going to, because I was like, again, I was feeling all of this madness. I would call it madness. Some will say mania, but it's not bipolar, it's ovulation. I'm so sorry if you can't understand the concept. I start leaking extraterrestrial pheromones and everyone around me goes fucking crazy and I start talking out my fucking mouth and it's very, oh, baby. Yes, it's nuts. It's nuts. But today's day one. And so I'm like, listen, before we really get started. And you're like, what was the last 4 days if you weren't ovulating? It's like, yeah, I was a little bit of a fuckboy, wasn't I? Because I got off my period and I felt all powerful. I just survived that mess. I just survived hell. I just survived suffering. I survived Persephone's doings. I survived the bloodshed. Okay, that should have ruined me. That should have killed me. That someone with a fucking dick could barely even be stimulated on, right? That's a powerful feeling. So right after, yeah, you might be acting a little bit like a fuckboy. You just fucking, that's wild. It's a wild process. It's regular on the monthly. Just natural human bodies. But we don't even take 2 seconds to really like fathom that or think about it until somebody forces you to. Two on the clock. All of you listening to me like, yeah, I guess I don't either one, give myself enough credit, other female at birth people, or two, don't give them enough credit, all you stupid motherfuckers who weren't. Okay. Yeah, in your whole chest, girl. In your whole chest, in your whole chest. In your whole chest, in your whole chest. Yes. And guess what? I was a bad little fucking capitalist today. I went full corporatism because we had to get gas. Me and my girl, we wanted to be bougie today. And we got ourselves some cold Fiji water. And then I didn't even drink it while it was like cold, So I don't really like cold water. I could feel that. I could see that for you. I could see how that would be relevant. Because like I said, in my whole chest, it's almost like I'm speaking for you, saying the things that you'd like to say or think, but a lot of people can't live this life is a little reckless. You have to understand, yes, of course there's repercussions for everything I do. I got harassed off stream like twice this week. You know what I mean? Like crazy. Of course there's repercussions for everything that you do, no matter what choices you make, because you might make a choice where you're like, I live a life where I can't say those things, and I regret letting down my entire fucking human race by not standing up and being more feminist or being more abject about my needs and feelings, because I had to go to the wayside and make my money and be, subservient or submissive to something or someone, right? Because the suffering was enough to not want the struggle. That's so true. Hey, there is nothing wrong with you. Hey, good news. There's nothing wrong with you. And it is a beautiful feeling. Oh my God, there is nothing wrong with you. Oh, gosh, what a beautiful feeling. That's such a beautiful thing. Well, oh my gosh, there is just nothing wrong with you. How can you say that with such confidence? That's what you're thinking. How can you say that? How do you know if there's nothing wrong with me? There's always something wrong with someone. What about your health? What about your mental? What about your this physical? What about your feelings? What about your life happenings around you? How can you say that with such confidence? There's nothing wrong with you. Because in God's perfect image, He created this life for you to live exactly as you live it, and therefore, there's nothing wrong with it. It was yours to live the whole time because it is right. Because it is there for you to live. Yes? So enjoy those things. Enjoy those luxuries that you might have, like the Fiji water bottles. Yes? They are there. And someday they might not be. And I think understanding and coping with that is extremely important, especially this day and age, if we want to get a little existential about it. Whether you feel like we are upon a reckoning or end of the world type thing, it doesn't matter. We have to realize that some resources are more finite than others. And we have to understand that we built structures for much smaller groups of people. There's nothing wrong with all of us being here, but we need to come up with better systems. And it's just that. It's just that simple. And the better we cope with these things, the easier they become to transition, to attain, to understand, to begin, right? So, okay, wild teachings. Where's this coming from? Is somebody asking? You know what's funny is I'm not sure that, as many people stopped in. And many of you usually stick around. It is late. And it says that we're back to just us, huh? One and one. So it's interesting because usually people like to hear the chatter, and I don't know if there's something else after going on with the software, but it seems that everybody has disappeared, and that's interesting. And rare, it seems. What a crowd to be. Isn't it? It's, my regular chatters and everything. Where'd everybody go? In and out. Maybe someone else is streaming right now, but I almost doubt. Maybe it's I don't know. Either way, They heard feminine things and thought I should check out. No, the whole point is for you to listen, you dummies, but that's okay. They get mad because they're like, oh, men have it hard too. It's like you do, but not like this. Okay, just admit that, move on, move forward, keep going, yes. Okay, so, any of that being said, going back to talking to the dead, right? Waking up and saying, spooky today. Yeah. But I'm dark feminine, so lately I haven't been tapped into my dark feminine. I've been tapped into my very wholehearted, light, divine, gushy, ushy, submissive feminine lately, right? And it didn't freak me out at all to do that and to be that way. And that almost is scary in itself because I do represent such divine, dark feminine. I'm Lilith. I'm Persephone. I can't be all Athena and little this and that because there's plenty of them. And there's something against them, but it's like not very many women or feminine beings get to walk the path like me, get to do the things that I do, right? So I have to be or remain connected to my dark roots. And I think lately it's been so summertime, sunshine, rainbows, spotlight, love, life, all that, right? Healing, whole, whatever, you know, submission for some reason. And it feels good. It feels good. But I am also awake at night for a reason. Sometimes I don't sleep as much in the summer. I love the day. I love the sun. And I love this weather, No idea who that is. Don't recognize the name. He's not in my book. But I got tons of demons. I mean, I fucking love my demons. That's why I bleed so heavily, I think. Or I have demons because I bleed. Probably it's that one. Similar though, names. But and I don't know about horse demon, but maybe one that rides a horse. But maybe, I don't know. Like I'm thinking Paimon, not Gamagon. For you, if anything, but that's not probably true. Doesn't matter. So there was a brief moment earlier. I contemplated whether or not I was really going to continue to talk to dead people to some degree, where I was like, okay, if I don't do tarot anymore, if I were to embark on some new journey, if I were to pivot, switch careers, stop doing this, what would happen? Okay? Because I've never really been able to turn it off entirely. Because I did think about that, when I put the cards down. No, it doesn't entirely go away. I was hoping that it would or did, but it's just not true. It just doesn't. That's the Sookie Stackhouse conundrum. She is just born with it. It's just who she is and part of her bloodline, right? Her heritage. And I put this on and I see that, yes, mine too, probably. Okay. That makes sense on so many levels, in so many ways that we won't get into today. We've gotten into other days, but and then I realized how much I channel Nico. I realized how much I listen to her and talk to her and contemplate with her and make decisions with her. And I realized, yeah, okay, I guess it just doesn't go away. I guess it's just because I'm not doing it actively on stream or for anybody or for a specific reason or with the cards. I'm still connected to that. And I think, oh, will I lose that if I don't use that? No, no, I won't. Just like when I didn't use it all those years, I still had it, even if I didn't know what it was. So interesting. So interesting. It is, can somewhat be exhausting. Somebody's asking, how is that not tiring? How is that not exhausting if you can't turn it off? Well, because I can still rest. You'd be surprised how much resting it has to come with the jobs that I do. All of the jobs I do require a lot of patience and contemplation and thinking right. But it's not true because I've taken years off of things like painting or drawing, and I come back to it, I'm even better than I was. It's crazy because when you can think about these things, if you can see yourself doing it again, then you will do it again. If you can remember how it was or how it felt is almost more important than the actual movements that you do, right? Because I never really thought I was a good painter. But that painting I did of Nico, speaking of, well, it's just amazing. And I don't know if it's that good on a technical level. It's so many layers of no plans, no loose cannon, little drawing. And that's rare for me. Usually I do a lot of markers, pens, drawings. Not so much pencil sketches that will disappear, but making the lines into the artwork. So I love this painting. I think it's one of the best ones I've ever done. And that was this year. But I thought I much past my prime in painting and didn't paint for a long time. In the last time, a couple years ago, when I sat to paint a lot, I didn't think it was very good at all. I don't even know that I finished a painting I was proud of. Maybe one. And I don't think it was like that, no. Okay. So that's cool. It's very cool. Very cool. Where you can just kind of pick it up. And you can put it back, and you can throw it in, and you can just be it all the time, anytime, because it's what you are. Okay, going back to that God's perfect vision. You don't have to think of it as God, you can think of it as yourself. You chose to be born, maybe your mother chose you to be this way, and your father, tandem together, whoever. Whatever your perspective is, I mean, you were created in someone's image or for some reason on some level, whether it's human or divine or exceedingly both, which is mostly true because you are you and then there is more to you, which seems hard to deny, just as most of science, right? There are some zealots or even bigots who will stand die hard against any fact. Say, well, I know better because I know it. How do you know it? I don't know, I just know it. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Me too. Well, you don't know anything. Okay. Says you. Well, yeah, but you don't have this and that to back you up on your claims. You just have what you're saying. Okay, but you have stuff that's been proven wrong time and time again, actually. So what's the difference? If no one's yet to prove me wrong, but you've already been proven wrong, then why not think, okay, maybe wrong thing, I should keep going. I should keep progressing and learning and looking for more answers that could be perhaps more appropriate or better hunter-gatherer listener. So, what do you know? What do you know? And whatever you know, you share. That's an interesting thing about that there. It's cute. It's giving Be Here Now. Maybe we'll read tonight. I don't really feel like it because I feel like if we were in the middle part, it would be more fun to read in such a lighthearted energy that we're in. The energy this whole week has felt that way, right? So I kind of wanted to bring it up again. What happened these last couple of streams where I was getting very badly harassed, okay? There's just no way around it. It was very creepy. And I get it. Some of it is deserving. And I think that's where people expect me to say, oh my gosh, I'm a good person. Why would this happen to me? I can't understand, and like cry about it. Well, I could never, ever again, because for so long I questioned why these things happened to me. And then I asked God, as I said on my last stream, I asked God, why me? God answered, okay. So I have that answer. Now I know. So now I can reflect anytime something like that arises, something like that has happened. Okay. Yes, I remember. Okay. Yes, I was inappropriate. Okay. Yes, that was undeserved. Okay. Yes, I remember. I learned. Okay. So I have to accept these things. I have not always been kind. I have not always been mild or well-mannered or mentally even stable. Okay. I have to recognize that not everyone else is going to be either. I have attracted these people for something, probably healing. But some of them feel like such monsters. They feel like they don't deserve healing, don't want healing, or don't even realize it's possible. But they come here anyways. For what? They don't know. All they do is harass me. Okay. And what does everybody else do? Watch it happen. So there's some guilt there too for the ones who stand by and watch for you. Yes? Okay. That's complicated. But technically, I am here to unpack it with you. In my private time, not so much. Don't think about me so often if you cannot talk to me or address me or speak to me, right? But on stream, sure, come in, get a tune. Go ahead and do that, and I'm here for you. But otherwise, book a private reading. if you don't want to be embarrassed on stream. Because if the energy keeps coming to me, eventually I will have to start saying things that once again I don't want to say or shouldn't have to. Because people should be able to say things to me instead of me having to tell them how to say them. Annoying. I know. But that's okay. Everybody's learning. And for some reason, I have to teach them. And that is just the way God had it. And that is because of the way that my nature always was to learn. Because I never thought I would be the master, because I never expected to be the leader. I, at different times in my life, thought I'd be a teacher as, no offense, but a cop-out to deciding anything else. Because I thought, well, if I say that I want to be a teacher, as in a school teacher, right? I could be an art teacher, I could be an English teacher, I could be a psychology teacher. I don't have to decide yet what... Oh, you're fine. It's not necessarily for you, babes. You're good. We obviously are vibing, and you're kind of good at... You don't... Listen, the reason you can't financially book a reading right now is because you don't need one. Quite honestly, you don't need one. You're embarking on something. In fact, I'd like one from you. I would trade you. If you were doing that as Crow's deck, right? You're drawing a tarot deck. I can't remember. I'm sorry. We just talked about it at the beginning of the stream too, but the delay in the chat makes it confusing. I've been trying to trade people readings, but people, again, intimidating because it's like, well, you know everything, and if I'm wrong, and you'll be the one to know if I'm wrong. And so a lot of people don't even want to approach me with that. Okay. They can't even hold up their own end of the deals because they're like, oh shit, I'm not on her level. Okay, but sometimes it's not what I want is my level. If I wanted my own reading, well, I get that all the time. My opinion, my readings. Okay, yes, I hear it. I get it. I hear it. I don't see it. I hear it. It's been that story for months. And we've had to watch it on stream. We've had to do this. You know what I mean? We've had to witness this for me. Is becoming and becoming and becoming and becoming, having already been. Not recognizing it, realizing it, okay, waking up to it, showing it. Right, okay. Yeah, I'd like to do it even privately if you could record like a video, and I'll do a little one in return. I'll see what you're worth. No, I will give you feedback on it, actually. I think more than anything would be a cool thing. So I guess we could probably associate on Instagram. We already are. I don't know how much you use it. It's up to you. I wouldn't mind it, yeah. I'd like it. I'd like it a lot. Because I want to know some things. There are things I want to know. And it drives me so nuts to have to be like this person for everyone else and then question myself. Because other people, it's like gaslighting. And whether they mean to or not, because it's so intimidating, it's spiritually intimidating, physically intimidating. Like it can be very hard to handle. I get that. Good. Yeah. I'm also trying to get into the habit of posting daily. I'm very good at my stories. I keep up with my stories. So then when I post in my feed, the feed does okay. But selfies will always do the best, and art always gets pushed to the wayside, and people still follow me and like to stalk me and watch me, even though they don't like what I'm doing. It's very confusing to me because it's like, and then people come up to me with this energy of like, oh, why would I talk to you and spend time with you if I didn't really like you? And it's like, I ask myself that of many people that have been in my life who were doing that. Yes, that's why I still have to ask people when they come towards me, are you for real? I've had so many fake ass motherfuckers want to just spy on me, get information on me, use me. I really couldn't, still can't fathom it. I still can't fathom it. Right. Sometimes you gotta post your album with your face. Pays to be pretty, babes. But you are, so it's like use it, utilize it. It's a tool, and it sucks, but it's annoying and cool at the same time. It's like, again, if the Fiji water bottle is there to drink, then drink it. If your face is there to be seen, then show it. Right? Algorithm be damned. We'll get around it some way by being weird as fuck underneath our pretty face. Like, that's the whole point of it, yes? Okay. Here's the thing. You want to know why I'm so cocky about how I look? Because it's as far as people get with me. They are so enamored with my looks. and they think I'm very cool. Like, oh, you're an artist, that's cool. Oh, you're very talented, that's cool. Oh, you're spiritual, that's cool. Oh, you stream, that's cool. Everything you do is so cool. And they get to know me even a tiny little bit, and it's like, whoop. Kind of like forget it. So be pretty. So be, because it's maybe the same for you, and that's why I'm saying it, is because it's like, well, underneath it all, underneath the exterior, underneath the, oh, cool music, good guitar, oh, good looking guy, oh, nice hair, what the fuck ever, I'm fucking crazy. I was in the fucking psych ward. I fucking believe in aliens. I finished training my whole family. What the fuck ever applies to you, Okay. And they would say it different or have it some other way and say, oh, it's not that bad. It's just who I am. Leave me alone. Let me be that. Let me be that, right? Because that's hard for people. So sometimes you have to just lean into or even dig at the things that people dig to some degree, like being able to look at something pleasant, hear something pleasant, and not think too deeply, because that is the anti-revolution. Yes, we the revolutionists have to encourage this movement in a select few humans. You see the rhythmic nature of this conversation. Yes, the four of us back in. I like it. Fuck yeah. So some people do like when you talk about extraterrestrials. We try to avoid the word alien because it means slave. We have to stop saying that about ourselves and others. Extraterrestrial, not of this world, not of this planet. Whether it's divine or outer space or, other species or other realm or other dimension, it's all just as equivocally real as anything else. And it's bizarre what people will accept as truth and be so in denial of them. I don't know. It's just Latin. I think Demi Lovato was saying it's a slur and we shouldn't use it and blah, blah, blah. And I don't know that she really backed what she was saying because she was trying to speak for them in a sense. Maybe she is a channel. I don't know. She got weird over the years, right? And people are like confused by her. Everyone did clown her for that. But I just recently on stream, listen, my New Year's resolution, Pisces to Aries season, New Year's resolution, was to say nicer things and to be kinder in my speak. I'm trying to not say stupid. I'm trying not to say idiot. I'm trying not to say loser or bit. Well, no, we like bitch a lot. We love to say bitch. I've been saying bitch so much more since I stopped saying all the other bad words. We're trying not to cuss less, but to say derogatory things like moron or even, it's crazy. The R word, sometimes it slips up. You consume old media, again, I'm rewatching True Blood, and then it came out my mouth. Describing myself, of course, because I'm a little slow. And I'm on this. It's my spectrum. Am I not allowed to say that about myself? I'm confused. Well, no, literally, I'm confused. I'm confused. Explain it to me, please. I'm having a hard time understanding. General spectrism. Okay. So, I'm trying to not use such harsh wording. Okay. So, I have always called myself an alien. I feel like an alien pheromones. I was just saying it. So when somebody says, yeah, I'm really into linguistics, and I looked up the history of that word, and it does more or less mean slave in Latin. And I was like, oh shit, well, okay, here I am, trying not to say things like idiot or moron, because those are old psychology terms that were used against people who had different needs and mental abilities, right? Who were institutionalized in horrible psychiatric conditions, were called morons and idiots. So who am I to say that stuff? Why the fuck am I saying that stuff? Like, I'm not going to speak that over myself. You want me to be the moron in the psych ward, right? Like, we're all feeling this energy, right? So, okay, I shouldn't be speaking that way about me, about others, about anything, or saying it at all. So when somebody brought up alien being slave, oh hell no. If I'm gonna complain when I'm fucking, I'm trying to get this abundance continuous instead of having to stop motion, get that, go back, take time off, lose everything type fuck. not be able to handle the changes paycheck to paycheck type vibes, right? If I complain about those things and simultaneously I'm calling myself a slave, no wonder I have nothing, right? Happy Juneteenth. It's the best I can do because I didn't want to have to touch that on stream. Actually, I waited until it was technically the 20th. Not out of disrespect, but out of respect. It's not mine to speak on. Period. But let's think about what we're doing, how deep things really are, and how coded this language is. Because we made it a cool thing in the 90s to say alien, 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 and then we realized that we have been institutionalized and enslaved as people in so many other aspects since the freedom of certain groups, right? Many times over. It's not just one. Where we don't realize that these little subtle ways that they're keeping us indoctrinated or oppressed, it does have the effect and it does have the happening. So if I happen to be calling myself a slave, then yeah, I'm going to do my best to correct that shit because I am speaking that on myself. I'm an alien? Fuck no, I'm an extraterrestrial. I am far from being of this planet because that is how this planet is. Yeah. Haven't we talked about this? Big supporter in believing that everyone is their own person despite their species. I don't think reptilians are inherently evil. I don't necessarily think all politicians are reptilians or all reptilians are politicians. I think that notion is silly. So, do I believe in reptilians? Loaded question. Do I believe in all conspiracy attached to what people perceive as reptilians? No. Do I believe in the species that does derive and have derived reptiles on this planet coming from another planet and being a much more ancient creature to us, akin to dinosaurs, and still surviving and adapting in ways that some of the larger bodied dinosaurs didn't? Yes. That cool. Fuck yeah. Hell yeah, cool. Fuck yeah, cool. Okay. No. This is well thought, well versed. Right. It doesn't even matter how prevalent they are or where they are, who they are. The point is that they do exist in some degree, to some degree, on some level, even if they are just things like kimono dragons. Like we have reptiles, so yes, I believe in reptilians. Some of them are probably more sentient than others. Some of them probably communicate in ways that we don't know about or have access to things that we don't understand. Absolutely. They are so opposite of us. The fuckers have scales. They got eyes that go every direction. They can lick their own eyeballs, some of them, right? I mean, they live in heat. No, but I know. But you hear what I'm saying. You have to hear what I'm saying. How can two things be so drastically different on the same planet? Not naturally. I think it's derived of them, right? Okay, because it's us. Perhaps. Big whoa moment. But we don't know what happened between Neanderthals and dinosaur reptile. Like, I don't know. When people were less evolved and reptiles were more evolved, could there have been some type of thing on this planet that made reptilian humanoid kind of possible or happen? Questionable. Weird that would come up. I never really considered that until right now. But when you see this species of reptiles on its own, as its own, it's hard to fathom that we share a planet and people would think that we come from like the same creator, that he would just be that sort of like creative. You make 8 billion of the same people, with so many different. Yeah. Okay. Me being one of them saying that. Right. And I don't even know if it's like got fucked with or not. And I don't even know, isn't that what evolution is to be able to experiment and to be able to do what's best for the course of the species. And like that's the idea of science, but also it's probably why science has been imposed on us at all. Right? The idea of evolution, once more, is the personal evolution, but it can also be on the larger scale if it does contribute to the survival of a species. Right? Okay, so I had pulled this tarot cards out, but I felt it doesn't feel right anymore. It feels like the conversation's way better now. We don't need these. A last minute zodiac reading, maybe, but we have to roll ads in 15 minutes. And I feel like we're getting to a very good part in the conversation. And I think I want to roll the ads now. And maybe even eat something real quick so we can get better into it so I can think more clearly. Because we are going to unravel a few things. There's a few things I want to touch up on that I was talking about at the beginning of the stream that I sort of got distracted in favor for these types of conversations. But I think they'll tie back in very nicely. And forgive me, sometimes I do talk about myself on my own stream. Would you even believe? It's very hard to talk about what I do and who I am and me because I can talk about my 3D life to people, right? It's easy to talk about my projects, my art, my work, my love life, whatever. But it's harder to talk about, yes, well, psychically, I was feeling this, experiencing this today, energetically this, and spiritually that. Yeah, so it's difficult. It's different. So sometimes I do take the opportunity to be on my stream, on the tarot category, where people actually do enjoy listening to me and what I have to say, and actually do admire who I am and what I do. Yes. So I apologize if it seems that I am some out of control narcissist and oh, I'm so obsessed with myself, talking about myself. This is things that people say. Like I don't know. This is what I cannot express enough. My resolve to avoid any deeper in the Suki Stackhouse conundrum is to only know if people are talking about or thinking about me. Otherwise, they must be consenting parties. Okay. So you can't come on here and talk shit and think you're going to get away with it because all of those three things cannot exist. In fact, not even two of those things can exist at the same time. Yes? Love you, bitch. Keep talking. Keep talking. I'll be back in 3 minutes. I'm sorry. No, 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 no. Listen, I walked so far away from this computer to go have a nice fucking snack. And I enjoyed the fuck out of it, let me tell you. I just ate figs and biscuits and I had some potato chips and what else? Walnuts. Oh my god, delightful. I had a sip of my coffee. Can't wait to tell you about my coffee. As soon as I come back within a foot of this motherfucking computer right now. Listen, let's get on a fig tangent. But I'm gonna tell you right now, bitch, if you really don't think I can spit like that, you are fucking sorely mistaken. And I would just like to remind everybody that if you want to see the fucking video of me doing my Take 3 Wonder demo, you can watch it. You just have to sign up and become a member for free. And I have to approve you to be able to see it. Yes, true. Because it includes a little bit of off the dome freestyle at the end. Okay? Please shut the fuck up when you're listening to me. Okay? Mikey, relax. Whew, give me a second. Who doesn't believe me anyways? Who wouldn't? It's not even, look, they left. Number 5 left. As soon as I came back, they left. That's crazy. Because you know that's exactly what it is. And they're going, okay, go do that then. Okay, okay. You might bark, I bite. That is sometimes what spirituality is and feels like, yeah? Sometimes that is the message that comes through. Is little sparks that fly out your mouth and noises like Donnie fucking Thornberry, dude. Yeah, y'all think of me as Donnie Darko. You don't realize that I'm also Donnie Thornberry. Okay, that's a doozy because I kind of see it. I kind of see it, kind of get it. That is so much. Yeah, bro, it is. That's what I was saying about my looks. Of course, I'll be a little cocky. Of course, I'll be like, yeah, I'm hot. Yes, I can literally sell pictures of myself for exorbitant amount of money compared to some of the other, right? Just because I can. Just because I can. Why does that come up? Because it affects my relationships with people I'm starting to see or think. Witness. Girl, okay, because I can be good at my job and do the work that I do and still be a respectable fucking human being and still be nice to you and still be kind to you and still be cool and still be creative and still be fun and still be your friend and still be everything that you ever wanted and still do that. Because why wouldn't I? Most people don't get past the looks. They look at me, they can't stop looking at me, they talk to me, they never want to speak to me again. Great. It's cool. I love that. I love that. Why don't they want to speak to you again? Maybe it's you. No, it's usually because it's like unhealed, unfucking realized wounded people who don't take care of themselves, who don't understand love, who don't know what passion really feels like, right? And they come to me, they approach me, and they want something, which is, oh, I want you. What does that mean? I don't know. I probably want to fuck you because you're attractive. Okay. Cool. Let's talk about it. And they're like, nope. Okay. Good luck out there. And you'll see. When karma comes back, all of a sudden you can't sing. All of a sudden you have looked so crazy. All of a sudden you, baby, you had no money. Oh, people who have wronged me, right? People have wronged me. People who have done me. And what did I do to them? I wish them well. I ignored it. I said, God bless them. I'm sorry, I can't do this. So that hurt me and walked away. That's how I reacted. People think I put bitches in jars. Fuck no. I've literally never, ever done that. I have never done that except for one time. I got halfway into a jar. And I personally feel it was well deserved. Got halfway into a jar. I only wrote one name. And it was not yours. I promise it was not yours. Was it his? Yeah, probably, of course. And it doesn't matter. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. I don't have that kind of jar. Like abjuring. I was like, okay. Got halfway through it. Wanted to finish it. Somebody stopped me. Some random Christian bitch that hates my guts for existing, right? We get this a lot. She was like, no, you're not doing this. You are not finishing this. You're not doing this in front of me. And so I said, okay, fine. And it took a second. And I thought, oh, okay, maybe this is the wrong move. I bought this ring for a specific reason. And at the time I had this name in a jar and everything. I was going to throw this into a lake and never see it again. I was ready, prepared for that. And the person I bought this from said, please don't do that. I handpick all of this jewelry. Like, please do not throw it in a lake. Just think about it before you do, okay? Maybe you could tie it to something. No. I said, okay, fine. Two people stopping me from doing this. All right, so three. I'm three. I'm the third one stopping me. So I got halfway through this jar, hexing, saying, never again. I got stopped 3 times. By one, by another, by myself. And I said, okay, let's take a new approach. This was years ago, by the way. And I was like, okay, rather than cut this person off entirely and get rid of their energy completely, why don't we heal it? Why don't we heal this connection? Why don't we heal whatever happened here? Why don't we heal this? Because what even was it? What even the fuck happened? Nobody knows. Nobody understands it, right? So I kept that name and everything and rewrote it. Good morning, Eternal Divine Fox. Oof, you're giving such good vibes right now. I love it. Thank you. Oh, good morning. I'm not doing tarot. I'm just chatting. Thanks for the follow. Very deep into something. So instead of cursing and damning, I decided healing, connecting, realizing that, okay, so this didn't work out. Do I need to take it out on him? No. Do I need to take it out on anyone? No. Do I need to take it out? Probably. And do what with it? Fix it. Okay, how? Well, to leave it alone, but to bless it. To say, hey, I hope you're happy. I hope this is cool. I hope that you're healed. I hope that this heals. I hope that this is whatever it was meant to be. I hope what is meant to happen happens. I hope that whatever lessons were supposed to be learned are learned. For me, for you, for whoever. Beautiful. Connecting. Okay, so I reversed that. And it took a lot of work. It was so many layers and energy, and so much went into it. So much love and protection and potioning, because it was a lot of cleansing, cleaning. I need to do this for this because I put so much blood into it. But my own, of course. And I put sage in the blood, so nothing terrible would happen. But okay. Yeah, so that was the only time that I came even close to throwing someone in a jar. Which is why I find it ironic when people say whatever I've done onto people's coming back to me, finally, because I deserve the love I've been sending. I fucking deserve the love I've been sending. I deserve the care I've been giving. I deserve the abundance I've been wishing for everyone. Every time I do anything. And I wish all of us well. And I wish everything for anyone in my life who gives me something, who this and that, and reminds me of this, or I'm thinking of in the moment. Cool. Thank you, everyone, for being fucking dickbags to me. Thank you for that. Okay. Sorry. It was a long week. part of the conversation we were having this evening is really processing and unpacking the fact that I got sexually harassed on stream in front of at least 9 people who were watching and did nothing. Well, what can you do virtually? You can definitely flag, report, stand up to, talk back to them. Yeah, there's so many things you can do even online. Like, that's what's so crazy. Because, right? You could subscribe even to just say, hey, I support you and still want you to be here despite these fucking dickbags acting this way. Cool. Beautiful. Beautiful. But it's not the first time. It was the worst time. Why were so many people watching? Sadistic. Disgusting. But have they fucked with the wrong person? Yes. Because what have I done? Well, I have laughed. I have laughed. That is all I have done. I have laughed. Because that comment is still cracking me up. Demon babies making omelets in your ovaries. That sounds like my period. Yeah, that sounds like exactly what goes on with my period. Literally, it feels like that. So, that's hilarious. What would I be mad about? Unless you are literally, then you're not sucking your dick. So, that's another, what? I can't with you people, whoever they are, whoever we are, whoever that was. Okay? Because in all of your opinion, especially Tom, that's what I'm saying. And it may have been. Do you think that was a random... Listen, from your professional opinion, you've been on Twitch longer than me, and they messaged you entirely about me. Okay, that was creepy as fuck. Did that seem like more personal than... That's what I'm saying. Did it feel like that's not normal Twitch troll behavior? I don't think anybody has the time or tendency. Like, you do it once and you get a good reaction or whatever, or you do like a hate raid. Like, that's typical troll behavior on Twitch, right? It's very much sadistic. It's literally somebody, I think, coming towards me, from me, at me. And I think that's what was so funny about that energy was like, I couldn't even tell who the fuck it was because I'm not even sure it's someone I know. I think it's somebody who is haywire. And if it is someone I know, then they're covering themselves really nicely, and I'm proud of them for all the work and power that they can harness in that way. That it was hard to recognize because I literally had a 10 usual suspects list. 10 usual suspects list of people I could rationally think of why they would do that and how their schedules would accommodate to it. And some people were like, okay, it couldn't have been them. Okay, so 10 usual suspects. That's crazy. So could it have been random internet trolls? Yeah. Is it more likely it was personal? Absolutely, of course. Yes. Once again, it is the nature of the work that I do. You piss people off. Dark divine femme. I am submissive to one man. It's creeping me out, actually. It doesn't matter. Either way, it's intimidating. I'm saying, like, they literally messaged you to say that there was bad things coming to me after reiterating it on stream. Like, that's 111111111 right here. 1 hour, 11 minutes, 11 seconds. That is somebody who knows, like, me, you know? Yeah, absolutely. But these were all accounts that were being made in seconds, following me seconds later. Another reason it felt oddly personal. Okay. Because then the usual trolls feel differently, you know? It was creepy. You can watch it. I mean, it's the VOD is up, and it was towards the end of the stream because at the end of the stream I just said, fuck it. Bye. Like, you win. Thank you. Like, you have successfully bullied me off stream because there was no one there to talk to me. There was no one there supporting me. There was no one there. There was one person who was like, oh my God, what the fuck? And then just stopped chatting. And I didn't even know who it was. It was a new person. So I think they actually were possibly even in on it. Embarrassingly enough. I don't know. I don't want to put that on them, but you'd have to watch the stream to see what I'm talking about. Okay? So just me having to deal with that. And people expect so much and want so much from me and act like I'm doing something by fucking existing and having to make money despite having had PMDD because I was so badly traumatized from the time I was who knows. Okay? before I started getting periods, which I was like 10, 11. So do your own fucking math. It's a lot. It's overwhelming. I have not been able to work just any ordinary jobs because, of course, you also factor in the fact that I talk to fucking dead people whether I want to or not, and the fact that I can hear your thoughts, especially if they're about me, right? Or if you're in a vicinity, or if you're touching me. Oh, okay. It's a lot. Sorry if I take advantage of that to make money, okay? Quit being mad at me for it. Whoever that energy is. Whether it's the pictures, the readings, the music, okay. Because guess what? You can think I'm crazy. You can think it looks the way it looks. What the fuck does it's got to do with you? Who even are you? Who is even coming out here questioning these things or kind of like bringing this up? Who the fuck is it then? You're welcome. So no, it's not some fucking fun, easy thing that I do. This isn't just some glamorous life where it's all fun and games and I'm unemployed. You fucking motherfuckers, I work so fucking hard. And I have so many jobs. I work the job of at least 25 different people to maintain the 4 main things that I do. And I still have hobbies, and I still have a social life, and I still have room in my life to talk to other people. That is beyond me. And I still get harassed, and I still have to deal with these things. Okay. Yeah, so fun. Let's keep envying me. Let's keep envying me. Let's keep envying me. Let's keep me in this spot of like, oh, okay. It's your own destruction, not mine. Because I'm the one laughing, smiling, praying, and hoping that everyone gets better. Because I know at the end of the day, as a healer, I'm going to see people's worst versions of themselves. And as a healer, I'm always going to see the best in them. Because there is something so powerful in showing the worst of you to somebody. Okay, so I speak power over things. I speak power into people. I speak divinely. People think I'm so damning and cursing. Listen, if I have cussed you out, girl, you have to know you had it coming. That's on God. That's on period. That's on everything. Because we've seen it now. We've learned it, okay? We know it. If you heard me, you had to hear it. Cheers, bitch. Shut your fucking mouth before it comes back and eats you, okay? Yeah. I have the conversations with people that they want to have. So people who like to talk shit, who want to talk with me, and I'll talk shit with them. Think I talk shit. Excuse you. You talk to me. You talk shit, I talk with you. What are we talking about? Shit. When I'm not talking to you, what do I talk about? This. Yeah. So you gonna have to think of a different excuse. Is how that goes. Yes. Okay. I'm getting like a Creole vibe, kind of. Is somebody's coming in like I don't know. It could be a song. Maybe Snoop. Drop It Like It's Hot. Ooh, somebody said drop it like it's hot. What, you want to see the new track? It's on the fucking page. Illuminati Mystics, in case you missed it. If you go to my website, you can listen to the demo. Yes, it's a one-take wonder. If you sign up and become a member, you can watch the video of me sitting right here, staring at the camera on this one, but I brought it over here. Sub Caligula. And I just spit the whole thing. So I'm proud of my new track. Sounds like shit. I put my broken ass LG phone. LG doesn't even make phones anymore. So it's playing a beat. And I put it inside this thing, which is full of crystals and everything. And then I put my iPhone next to it. And then I looked this way and I recorded it on the iPhone and the camera and the Yeti, but it sounds like shit. The Yeti sounds like shit. We don't know why. It's probably my setup because it's all open echoes. It's like I'm too loud, I'm too close, I can't watch the screen. So the iPhone, Dom, great idea. I got GarageBand now. The next one will sound even better than that, right? Okay, cool. We love to see it. Just a little bit of progress. Right. It's better than Audacity, honestly. Well, I haven't even used it yet, but like between the two, it's Audacity is like, it's cool, but I don't even, kind of like what you can do on Audacity or what I can understand on Audacity, I don't need. Not to flex, but I'd like to do one takes. I will do the take over and over and over again until it's one take, so I just don't even have to edit. Okay. Yeah, core making. Love the 2323. Hello, welcome. Yeah. Yeah, well, we're looking for free. I'm not doing tarot right now. Thank you so much. Okay, cool. So, anything but that. Oh, and look at the time. Depending on your zone, it's about to be 4:44. Sort of beautiful. Gotta love to see it. Everything is in divine timing. Okay. So we are ending Gemini season today. What do you want to end Gemini season with? Because it's been chaotic energy, and I gotta understand, like, yeah, not everybody's best self has been forward, and it can be very hard to kind of like, even, I don't want to say come to terms with necessarily, but 444, it can be hard for people to cope. Maybe cope is a better word. It can be hard for people to cope with certain things, such as many of the things we're talking about, the energies in the air, Gemini season, Gemini energy, mutable energy, just the chaos of uncertainty, the unknown. Not everyone is very good at that. Of course, that's funny for me because my whole life has been unknown. It's crazy because it doesn't really, like, how do I explain? I couldn't even process that someone would be sort of like afraid of the unknown, or not, no, or not understand, or not like surprises or things like that. Okay, so you kind of hear what I'm saying. The unknown being such unfamiliar territory with people who probably have very rigid lives, very planned out, very methodical, very much probably good grades in school type, very much on a course, on a plan, this and that. But for me, okay, I'm like, fuck it all, whatever, forever. I've always been like that. I have changed my mind so many times. There was never once in my life that I was like, yep, I want to be that, other than like artist, singer, diva in general. Like, that was big for me. But, I wanted to be a nun in passing. I wanted to be a vet in passing. I wanted to be a teacher in passing. I wanted to be, I wanted to be a physicist, actually, yes. I kind of probably could, but I don't know that I would take it on anymore, And I knew I was a writer, and I knew I was good with people, and I knew I'd be a good lawyer. Everybody told me I should be a lawyer. I tested, and they said I should be a mathematician or a doctor. Okay, so it's always been unknown to me. There's never been a fucking known. I'm like, in a way, confused and maybe even jealous of the people who just have always known. But ironically enough, I have this certain other knowing about other things that people come to me and say, how did you know? Right? It's because I know nothing. It's because it's all unknown to me. It's because I have to, and have always had to, embrace the unknown. Be it the PMDD or, whatever surrounds me, or whether it's just the infallible, insatiable sort of artistry that there is so many paths to take. How do you know which one is for me? Okay, yeah, because then you end up talking to someone like me, and I tell you, hey, I never knew what I wanted to be, and now I am nothing. I am nothing. I am so many things. I'm a necromancer, above all things, because I just am with dead people, always. And I'm a writer, because that is where I have the most real life, real world talent. And I am a singer, because it brings me the most joy, and it helps me the most for my mental state and my physical health. I am a fucking fighter, but also a lover, because I'm a rebel and a punk and a renegade. I'm a streamer because I'm really good and quick with words, and I'd like to advertise that I'd be a great actor and very charismatic and can do live. I'm good in the moment. I can speak and stuff. So I'm so many things, but it's only because I am nothing that I get to be all of these things. It is because I chose no path. It is because I chose the unknown and I dedicated myself to it and to fully realize it, because how else would I do it? How else would I do anything? You could not have been, or I could not have been. That's great. You know what I mean? Everybody's got their thing. Everybody's got their thing. My thing was nothing. And we'll see where it takes me. It still hasn't really taken me anywhere, but we've got some things coming, yeah? It's going to be fun this summer. July will be interesting, and I hope to keep working on music because music is so much of a part of me that I neglected for a long time because I was so loud and so quiet. I am such a quiet person that even my best friend of 10 years will be on the phone with me and we'll still have to ask, hey, did the phone freeze or did you freeze? And I'm like, oh, it's just me. And because I've scared people. It's like people who don't know me as well or haven't known me as long or don't talk to me as much will be like, oh, your screen froze. And I'm like, no, it didn't. And then they are so taken aback because I am such a quiet and still person. And people just refuse to believe that because they see this version of me that's singing and yelling. Yes, it's true. Most days I wake up with fucking energy. Wake up yelling. Wake up, there's downloads, messaging. Oh my God, everybody. Wait, as soon as I'm awake and everyone's already awake, great. This is why I stay up at night, is because most people are sleeping. And the people who aren't sleeping are coming here and consenting to talking to me. And so I don't have to hear as much chatter. Because during the day, it's a whole bunch of chatter. During the mornings especially, people's morning thoughts, it's the fucking worst. And I think that's why I am the most exhausted and dysfunctional between 6 a.m. and 10 a.m. Because that's when most people are waking up and getting started with their days, or kind of like coming to and becoming conscious and having their first thoughts. Because even if you wake up at 4, you don't probably really think till 6. If you wake up at 6, you're not really functioning till 8. You wake up, etc. So between those hours, that's when the brains are all really turning on. No, we are in different time zones. I'm sorry, I'm talking about in my real life. Keep up. Or don't. It's fine. I'm sorry. I'm talking about people who are actually connected to me. I'm sorry. You're new here. I'm sorry. Mwah. I can be a bit of a fuckboy. Sometimes I'm straight up an asshole. I took an edible today because I was being a little too aggro and a bit too irritable, and I was being maybe somewhat needy or rude to people who didn't deserve it, because I was getting impatient with myself internally and expelling it externally. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Pardon me. I didn't mean to be rude. If that sounded rude to me. Thank you. Back to the conversing. What were we even talking about? Having to listen. Having to hear it. It's the worst part. And then when everyone's falling asleep. Oh, yeah. No, sometimes I was being a bitch. You maybe missed it. That's okay. So, never say I did nothing bad. I've probably done bad things. And I want to do bad things with you. Because we are big fans of True Blood in this house. My roommate hasn't finished it yet, so rewatching it has been such a trip. I love it so much. Yes. Okay. Anna Paquin is just a legend. I love her. She's great. She's a great Suki Stackhouse. Okay. So, I was just saying. I am not for the faint of heart. I am not for the weak. I am not for the humble. I am not for the indecisive. I am not for the, questionable. No, probably not. I was going to. I pulled a deck out. I haven't been doing it lately Just sit down, listen to your messages. You want me to fill you in on what you need to know? I will blow your fucking mind right now. I don't need tarot cards. I know you're new here. I know I'm aggressive. I want you to think that you got what you needed out of this stream, and it's kind of cool, okay? And I connect with people. I don't know, maybe you already left because I said no to tarot, but I'll connect with you. And I'll tell you what you're thinking about. No, you didn't leave, or no, you don't want me to. Think about whatever it is you're questioning, but don't say it out loud. Core math, core memory, core everything, core. You're thinking about yourself. You're really thinking about yourself. The reason you put core in your name, I don't know if your name is, it's not Corey. Your name's not Corey. But core is, you go by core. Because the core of your being, it was the part, right? It's the part of your spiritual journey, okay? That the center, the core, became very important to you. You were maybe, and you kind of came to source. It was very similar to an Alex Gray painting, but covered in Hindu teachings. I've had those before. And you felt the core. You found your core. And all of a sudden, kind of in your life now, you're questioning that. It was so long ago, and you were so tied to it, and you were doing whatever you're doing. I don't know what you do, making. What are you making? Beats or something. But Karar, listen, you could be doing so much more, but you choose to do what you did before. And what you need to realize is that you can be core, you can be Karar, you can be all these things, but you have to be more. You cannot just be you anymore. You have gotten to the new place. You're calling to kind of level up over these next few months. I'm channeling somebody. I'm from the US. I'm sorry. It's a lot. I know, I'm telling you, I was going to trip you out, but I don't know if I did or not. I'm pretty connected to my own heritage for the most part, but a lot of it has been lies. Deceit, even. So it's the questionable connection, but no, I'm American. No, it's because I can channel people. So somebody who's passed away told me how to say your name. You know what I mean? Like I could see it and I knew. Because somebody spoke to you. And they, little, but where are you from? You didn't even say. Either way, it's time that you keep going. You have to keep developing what you were already doing, whether it's your sound, if you do make music, or if it's your art, or if it's wherever. Yeah. I'm seeing like a small, she's got, would you say hijabi? Because she's little tiny woman. She's the one who said your name to me. It was maybe like a grandma or something, a great grandma, I think. Great grandma, something. I couldn't. It was Polish. She had a bit of a Polish name, a bit of a Polish accent. She was Polish. I have some Polish ancestors, but you have Polish ancestors. I don't know if you know that though, and it's like kind of confusing because they're very similar. And I thought it wasn't. It was a Polish woman. She maybe wasn't your grandma. I don't know what the fuck. There's a Polish woman though. That's who told me how to say your name. I don't know. I talk to dead people, so it could be hit or miss. I'm feeling very hot though. She moved to Iraq maybe, but maybe you never knew she was Polish. Kind of crazy. Because it just would have been a certain time where it just made sense to do that, and then at some point it didn't, or something like that. Okay. Sorry. Okay. There's so much information, rich history. Some people come through a lot more clearly because some people's ancestry have people like me, and they're there to be able to connect to me very quickly. Or people who believed in things like I do, or people who see it, or people who come to me and pull the living to me. Yes? So the connection with the dead is deep, but it's also dependent on who was practicing or who's practicing now as to how far it goes. Okay, that's okay. But was there an older Polish woman in your life who was like a grandma but wasn't a grandma to you? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's kind of what I was getting at, is that it may have not been your relative if you're not Polish, or somebody snuck in and was like, no, they're fucking Polish. There was someone maybe married into the family that was Polish. So it's not necessarily your bloodline, but it's somebody in your life. The little old Polish woman. I don't know. Maybe she was like from where you're from or something like that, but she wasn't. Oh, okay. Well, again, you probably didn't know. It's okay. It's okay. You didn't know. She was from where you're from, and everybody thought she was from there. She wasn't. And she passed away. She was old and little, and she had a big nose, and she wore, it wasn't actually a hijab. For her, it was a babushka. Like, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. It's so funny, though. And she just was undercover. Like, she wasn't related to you, but she was in somewhere. I don't know. I don't want to get into it. Forget it. Forget it. Forget it. Forget it. You said you never met one. It was somebody. It's cute, right? Because now you're like, oh, maybe I'm off. That's okay. Some people don't know who's connected to them or why. And I also don't know who's connected to them or why. And so it's kind of like whatever or whoever I could have been channeling is questionable to me, but I think the message remains the same, and it's coming back to connect to you again and to say, whatever you're making, whatever you're doing, you just have to keep developing it. It's not that you should stop or switch directions or change what you're doing. It's that you have to keep going and progress with what it is that you're saying, or what it is that you're going to do, or what you want to do, and what you're kind of already doing, right? As part of your personal evolution, to be able to grow and progress while still staying connected to it and dedicated, because you're supposed to be questioning it. You're supposed to be questioning it. But this is the push, right? To be like, are you dedicated to this? The answer is supposed to be yes. So how can I be more dedicated? How can I switch this up and do something different and make it more me, make it more this, put more effort in to prove that I'm dedicated? Hey, that's true. Prove that I'm dedicated to this by continuing what I'm doing, but being willing to evolve with it when it no longer suits my needs. Yes? Because that's crazy concept. Crazy concept. uh, I don't know. It's not Hiroka, something like that. That Polish woman. Something to do with Haroka or something. Okay. Maybe it doesn't sound like that. It'd be different. It's something I don't, word I'm unfamiliar with. Maybe a language I don't speak. Something like Herstopa, Hirkopa, something like that. Hirslup, something. Kind of, somebody pulled at your ear a lot. Somebody pulled at your ear. I don't know what that is. Yeah, maybe it's someone else on here. And it's just similar. I don't know. Okay, it might not be you. But the message was for you, Karar. How else would I? That was the whole point of this whole conversation. You were like surprised I could say your name, and I was like, oh, I definitely was channeling someone. And then I'm describing the person I'm channeling to you, and you're saying, nope, no idea. Now the funny thing is, sometimes I think, if this was your great grandma or something, maybe you didn't live at the same time, so you don't know them. So if you feel a tugging on your ear in life, it's not somebody who tugged on your ear while they were alive because they died before you were born. But if you ever feel a tugging on your ear, it's them trying to talk to you. It's maybe not a name, a place or something. That's what I was saying. It's maybe I'm not saying it right. It's like, something. It doesn't matter. So when you get that nudging in your ear, just go with it. Listen to it. Whatever's coming in and your ears are burning, listen. Okay, don't try to push out the thoughts and ignore the intuition, because it's going to make it worse. It's going to make it hurt. It's going to be, okay. Oh. Okay. Well, at this point, I think that you're just kind of being a certain type of way. You have to kind of admit when you are being seen, you are embarrassed of something, because a lot of it was true and you don't want to admit it because nobody likes to be vulnerable. Okay, so you could stay and you could listen. We can go back to the conversation. I give you honest one-on-one time just for you to say, nope, no idea what you're talking about. That's cool. That's fine. But at the same time, something tells me otherwise, that you needed that message, and whether or not you listen to it is a different story than whether or not I said it. Because you're scratching your head, it doesn't make sense now. But maybe you'll listen to it again tomorrow. And maybe you'll listen to it again and you'll ask somebody, let me see a picture of so and so. What does this mean? And they'll say, oh, this is da, 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 da. And, okay. You have to ask sometimes. Okay. It's not random. It's not the most random thing in your life. That's what you need to start realizing. It's none of it's so random. You think it's so random. You think it's science. You like science, huh? You like science, huh? Somebody was religious in your family. So you're not religious because you didn't like it. You kind of are, you're open to spirituality. You don't like religion because people were religious. But sometimes you don't understand the religion is to say, okay, protect it to some degree, yes? Not everybody was practicing religion in the same way that you would see it, okay? Because me personally, I went to Catholic school. So the concept of like religion was ingrained into me from birth. I mean, I didn't have a choice. I was so Catholic. But I didn't really love religion after a while. I was super into it when I was young, grew out of it. But as an adult, I look back and I'm like, wow, a lot of the practices the Catholics do is exactly what I'm still doing, drinking wine, making fucking potions, saying blessings, praying, talking to Jesus, lighting incense, burning incense, talking to dead people, singing songs. I mean, I kind of fit the bill. So what is religion but a guise to practice? I mean, Catholics are way more akin to Wicca than Christianity, and they cannot fathom that. They refuse to talk about it. And honestly, it's probably an element of protection because the Vatican is probably well aware of it, which is why they seem so satanic to some, especially Christians, because it is Wiccan. It's the blood sacrifice. Like, are you listening to the same story? Are you as the other Christians? And some Christianity is really bizarre, but none of it involves alcohol. It's really weird. So Catholics, they're very akin to like witches and witchcraft. So who am I to judge if someone says they're Catholic? It's very questionable what that really means. So again, the people in your family who were religious, there was things they practiced, you're into it now. And the reason that you're into it is because it is for you, it's for your bloods. It's for, right. And it depends on where you are too, where there's law and there's government involved. Or sorry, we try to say Gloria so that we don't even attract any kind of business on this fucking stream. When Gloria gets involved, it could be complicated. Okay, we know that. But that's why there was people who are practicing different things and it looked like one thing and it was another thing. And that's why you're here today, is because you want to see more of these things. You want to know about the tarot, you want to know about the insight, you want to know about the intuition that you feel. You want to see the tugging on your ear be resolved. Because you even asked the doctor. You're silly. You can't ask a doctor what you need to ask the witch doctor. Ada. This is you not listening to your most inner self, your most wise self. Yes? Okay. There's something in you that is drawn to all of this for a reason, but it's because of your ancestors. I see someone who practiced deeply. She wore veils more than she wore anything, but she was she was maybe far removed, but she comes up very powerful, spiritual. She was religious too, but she was your aunt, and she was kind of covertly very spirituality. It was spirituality for her. It was not so much Islam or religion. It was spiritual. And there were so many things that she learned and practiced privately that nobody could know. So she would go and say all these things and still do both. Okay, so it's not to dispel what you thought of her. It's not to say that I'm right and you're wrong or whatever, but yes, okay. So she was religious. Everybody said to us she contented because she talked about God. She talked about God. If she talked about God, and that was the thing. It was different for her. It was different for her. And that's why she was so into it. Yes, that's your. And she talks in your ear. She says, "Psst, you never listened to me. You never came to mosque with me. You never wanted to do this prayer with me. You never wanted to sit on my rugs. And now you say you miss me, but you were not there." Yeah. Oh, I thought she died. That's crazy. She's just seriously that connected. There was someone else. I'm saying it runs in your family, though. So your ancestors are explaining this to me, the dynamic, right? So she found God in that way. But yes, it totally goes all the way back. It goes back. Her aunt, and then her aunt, and then her aunt, and then her aunt. Yeah. It's how did I know that? I mean, I could have connected with her maybe, but if you already knew that, I wouldn't need to tell you, other than to remind you that yes, those are your people too. That's you too. You don't have to read poems. You don't have to read cards. You don't have to read it. You don't have to do anything to know yourself, to hear yourself, to trust your own intuition, to trust your own ear. Career. You can be that too. Yes. You could become the things that you love. Yeah. Hold on. Think of the question right now. Think of it right now. Think of the question right now. It was the spirituality in your mother's will against you. No, there's nothing wrong with my ear. There's nothing wrong with your ear. There's nothing wrong with your ear. Yes? You've been having issues with your ear. No, there's nothing wrong with my ear. I know how these work. Okay? When I'm getting when somebody's thinking of me and I'm not catching on to it right away, my ears pull back. You know? No. I started doing that when I started channeling for you. Okay? Maybe it's because they cover they cover their heads. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm channeling your ancestors, it's natural to do this. But no, I'm channeling. Okay? You are scratching your ear. But it's okay. It's your first time here. That's why I wanted to let you see what it was like. And that's why I don't always do tarot cards. But I'm done with it. Okay? Because you're not, it's okay. Let it sink in a little. I got like 10 minutes until I have to roll the ads. So I'm going to roll them. The ears. It's your ears. Okay? Chill out. Chill out. Okay. Cool. I'll be back in 3 minutes. Okay. So, I say this, Karir, if you're here, ask your aunt about the Polish woman. She may have been coming to talk to her. Next time you talk to your aunt, just be like, hey, did you know some old Polish woman? And she'll say, oh my God, I said that. How did you know? And he'll be like, I don't. Okay. Promise. Moving on. This is me. So yeah, I'm not doing tarot. I don't do a lot of tarot on the channel anymore. I use the tarot category because I don't go anywhere else. Like, it doesn't fit anywhere else on Twitch. I often question whether or not I'm going to even keep streaming, but I do have quite a few subs that I appreciate so much, and generally pretty pleasant interactions on Twitch. None so draining that I could never do this again. It was just a hard week, and not every week is hard on here. So I think there was a new moon in Gemini when the sun was in Gemini. Thank you. I am going to. You're right. Thank you. That was really affirming in a way that I obviously knew I would. I have like 30 subs, dude. That's like, I can't even fathom that, 30 people are paying me to talk. Amazing. You know how much I talk? For free to no one, sometimes just myself, sometimes to nothing, sometimes just into the abyss, sometimes into people who actually hate my guts and don't even care about what I'm saying and literally just want to waste my time. That is the craziest experience, but is no less the truth. So the fact that people are like, nah, dude, paying you to talk right here, right now. Okay. Yeah, I can show up. By the way, if y'all have Amazon Prime accounts, you can subscribe for free and I still get paid on Jeff Bezos' dime, which we love a win-win-win-win-win-win-win situation. So just something to consider if you have your own Amazon account. Amazon Prime account. Prime Gaming includes one Twitch subscription month, so consider me for your, freebie. Okay, so Illuminati. That's okay. Oh, you're still in Iraq? Or, I don't know. When you said the thing about Americans, I don't know if, I guess I just kind of thought you were here dealing with a lot of Americans or something. So, no, that's cool. Fuck Amazon. Just kidding. I can't even say that because, gotcha. I don't even know what it's like there, to be honest. It's probably, I'm assuming a lot of places in the world are very similar to here, where it's like, it's different depending on who you are and where you are, right? Oh, it could be relevant. It could be very relevant. It could have been your message. Maybe everybody should go back and listen to that. You should still ask your aunt about the Polish woman. I still feel like your aunt definitely knew the Polish woman that I was talking about, but maybe it came up as Polish because you were here. I don't know. Like, it's hot, huh? It's hot here, but I just gotta wait almost like a heat wave. Hamanjari is coming to mind. He's in the book. I don't know what that word means, but or if it's a name. Hamanjari, the guru guy. What the fuck? Ram Dass wrote like the most confusing book ever. Be here now. I feel so little today for some reason somehow. Just perspective is funny, isn't it? Yeah, I don't know. How's everybody else doing? We just rolled our heads, huh? I just want to smoke fucking weed, bro. Because here's the thing. When transitioning from like the period to the ovulation cycle, right? Going from like bleeding to nothing to like estrogen city ovulation, it can induce a lot of anxiety because you start to be like, oh shit, that's hot. It gets that hot here occasionally, but it's like averaging 80 here. Yeah. And it's more or less humid where I'm at because of the water, but the desert, I've been to Arizona and it's been humid. It's crazy. So I get some anxiety where it's like, you don't think I'm good enough? Or, well, fine, I can just do this, and, oh, well, da 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 da, and, well, why would you do that? And, da 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 da. And I see why those qualities are associated with women or feminine traits, because it is the anxiety that comes with increased influxes of estrogen. That's just straight up on God. That's just on everything. Oh, wow. That's crazy. I'm a Taurus. What's yours? I usually like to ask people their preferred name, their sun sign, and their pronouns, and I just forget sometimes because I just say, "Oh, nice, cool, fuck yeah, it's so cool, hell yeah." Well, here's the thing, Tauruses. Honestly, I know I said you didn't have to like do anything in particular, but Tauruses make great tarot readers. If you go on YouTube, you literally, I can't even like. Most of the readers I come across are fixed signs, but a lot of them are Taurus or have Taurus placements. I don't know what it is. It's because Taurus is the throat and ruled by the heart. I'm April. April 26th. I feel like I have a very public birthday, so I hesitated for a second because it's like, why do you want to know? But no, I'm April 26th. I'm very loud about that. Yeah. Shut up. See, now you're lying. Okay, you're lying. Come on. That can't really. No way. I don't believe you. Oh, okay. What year? Cute, you're young. You're in 1981. No, that'd be not that young. You'd be older than me. 2005, right, you're young. You were thinking I was born in 91. Uh, oh, I didn't realize. Thanks, welcome back. I'm glad you found some stability. Very cool. Okay, cool. Welcome. Yeah, so Eternal Divine Fox, I was just saying that I like to ask people their preferred name, sun sign, and pronouns, if you want to share yours. Whew, just got the chills. It's cold where you are? Is that right? Because we were just going, oh, it's so hot. And then all of a sudden I just went, whew, got the chills. I don't know. Preferred. Like what you said, Karir, right? Or, and then just whatever the preferred, what you'd like to be called. Because sometimes I'll just make up random nicknames for people. Like Eternal Divine Fox is pretty long. I don't think I'd go with Eternal. I'd probably go with Fox. No, because it's Fox Mulder, so I'd probably go with Eternal Fox. No, I'd probably go with EDF. No, Eternal. It'd have to be Eternal, because it can't just be Divine, and it wouldn't just be Fox. So I'd probably just call you Eternal if you didn't tell me anything to call you. You know? I am a little tired, I won't lie. It is okay, you goofball. I have been streaming for like 2 hours already, and I started pretty fucking late, so it's getting to be early in the morning. I should call it soon. I'd like to kind of go back to some of the conversations we were having. There was some stuff I feel I didn't get to tonight, because it's got so derailed and sort of deranged, right? Well, that's what we were talking about, the energy lately. I just have to forgive people for what they are and what they do. And that's how I've always been, more or less, even if I struggled with it at times or actively chose to not give such forgiveness to certain people in certain scenarios. Well, thank you. I like you too. So yeah, I give that vibe. That's sort of the whole point of me, right? Is to be that person. But in my opinion, you're a little too young to even be my friend. But I could be your auntie, you know. You're like incredibly young. 2005. I can't even. I don't even want to do the math because you shouldn't even be here because this is like a 18 and 21 and up kind of club, you know. Whoa, wait. So you are 18? Yeah. Crazy. Still a bit young. So, auntie status for me too. You know, I'm 31. I don't know if you saw that coming, but I am. Cool. What do you mean you knew that Polish woman? You kind of just thought of it, or you remembered something, like I said you would. Oh, your sister might, or aunt, cousin, somebody. Can I tell you something, actually? This will find interesting to you, or it will be my point, exactly what I'm saying. I'm American, and all my grandparents or great-grandparents were from somewhere else, right? So I've always known my heritage, even though I'm American, because I'm not so American that I'm just like, oh, I'm white and I'm English and I lived here since the 1800s with the Pilgrims. It was, no. So my grandma was born in Italy, right? I think my other grandparents were all born in America and all their parents immigrated here, right? So all my great grandparents moved to America. But my one grandma was born in Italy and then moved here, right? So I was always very deeply Italian, very deeply Italian. It was like we had the most ties to it because we still had family over there. And I met them sometimes. And I've never been there, but my sister has been there. And, you know, we can get residency or whatever, dual citizenship, because my heritage is so obvious and strong tied to Italy, right? Like I'm Italian. I'm seen as Italian because my grandma was born there as Italian. So when my cousin took a DNA test, what does it really mean? We don't know because it's like the accuracy is not all there and blah, 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 blah. When she went and took a test, even though this has been a core part of my identity, my whole life was being Italian. I've been drinking coffee since I was 3. My first job was at an Italian bakery. I knew all of the Italians in my city where I grew up, a very Italian place. Like, come on. It was like not Little Italy, but it was worse than that, you know? Okay, so I'm super fucking Italian. It's all I've ever known. It is all I've ever known. It's all I've ever known. Spaghetti dinners every night. Like, not exaggerated. It's Italian American culture immersed in it. The DNA test said I'm not even Italian. How did that? How? What the fuck? How? That doesn't even how. She was born there, right? So it's like, what is DNA then? And where are they predating back to? Like 1700s. Not that long ago. Okay. So what was it instead? What's what wallpaper? This is a picture of me. This is a print of a sky. This is a poster my friend did. So the results said Turkish instead. Okay, so at some point in history, it probably makes sense. And when I stepped back and started to kind of think about some of the similarities between the two cultures, I was like, oh, okay, I can see how that actually makes sense. But then I think about some of the stuff my grandma said and did, and I'm like, ugh, was I being lied to? Who knows, right? Because when I say a Polish woman, you can know and you could be from there, but you can't really know, and you don't really know. I'm just saying, I wasn't even Italian after all this time, and they just did everything they could to pretend that they were. So weird, right? So weird. Right? Or you see what I'm saying? Like there was one who snuck in and was just like, oh no, I'm just this or that. It's cute. So yeah, it's crazy. It's really crazy. We really can only know ourselves as much as we know ourselves, but we can learn so much about ourselves. It's like, what do we even need to know anymore? But also it's this day and age, 323. It's so interesting how there's so much going on in the world, and yet we have this like luxury of being able to sit around and talk to one another, even though sometimes I wonder about, oh, well, let's not get too existential. It's getting late. We're going to be wrapping it up. I'm packing a little bowl to go and contemplating a bit more about how to wrap this up and what to say. Because what an interesting evening it ended up being, yes? I hope everybody enjoyed themselves. I think this was a much better stream than the last few have been. Although I did take a screenshot video, thank you, a little video of a clip of me speaking last night, talking about seeing God. So it's like a 6-minute video. I don't know if I'm going to share it out of context or not yet. But it was very beautiful to me, and I thought of it today. I had to think back, and I was like, I don't know. Sometimes, like I said, I get this post-period peak estrogen anxiety, so I start to question everything I do. But some streams, I have confidence in, and some I question, where I'm like, oh God, what were we even talking about? Was I a mess? Like, was that good? Like, I don't even know. But today, instead of really asking myself that, oh, we'll talk to you soon. I'll see you. Good luck with everything. Remember to ask questions. Okay? I love you so much. Mwah. Okay. There is, okay. I hear you say, refrain from saying I love you to me. Okay, cool. So be that. It doesn't matter. Is somebody else saying it then, huh? Okay. Somebody loves you over there. Anyways, so sometimes I'm a little self-conscious or self-aware of my streams, but today all I was thinking about was this one part where I talked about meeting God. For some reason it stuck out in my mind. And I was like, huh, all right, that's cool. Why not? What to do? There is no hatred in you. There is no hatred about you. You cannot hate people who are like you or look like you, because then you'd just be hating yourself. Okay, so there's some kind of narcissistic, masochistic sort of hatred, self-hatred going on. It's not good. Forget what they told you. Forget what they said to you. Forget what they, want you to think. So be that, if that may be. Okay, so whatever that means. Not to speak so much in riddles, but yeah. I'm not everyone's cup of tea because I'm more like a big fat shot of fucking Hennessy, and not everybody can swallow me, and that's okay because I didn't say that I'm swallowing. Oh, but if I do, just remember that's cute because that was just an excuse for what? A little rhyme too. Oh, this is all a little freestyle just for you. Yeah, sometimes I'll be on my shit, sometimes I'm not, sometimes I am, sometimes I'm it, sometimes I'm this and that and it's fun. So I'm just kind of packing this bowl. Might smoke a little bit. I'm so tired. It won't make a difference. So why bother? But some nights is just one of those. Okay, I'm getting rid of it. That's what I'm saying. I just wake up some days and I'm like, no, fuck this. But then I wake up some days and I'm like, I don't want to make money like this. And I wake up some days and I'm like, oh, money. Good shit. And then I'm like, oh, God, money is such shit. And then I'm like, oh, I need abundance. I want something, right? It's very confusing, but I'm just getting rid of it. I'm simply getting rid of it. I have lacked for too long. There have been times where I was toxic and unhealthy, and that's when I was the most abundant. And I really hate that, which means the world need healing. The worlds need healing. I needed healing. I got that healing. Now I'm healing others. Now I'm here to do the healing work. Because honestly, I am in my peace. However, peace is disturbed. There's no such thing as a do not disturb sign in life. If life chooses to disturb you, then that shall be decided. Then you shall be disturbed. Should life see it fit, then it shall happen. And should you be away from it, afraid of it, or resistant to it, then of course it'll come and knock again and again. But if you never answer, never listen, then that's on you, man. That's your life. That's what life is. Ugh. Because that's how you get when you stop listening, when you choose to get drunk about it. Especially Scorpios, so hard for them because they don't always want to know. They don't always want to get it, you know. But life and living requires work and healing. Yes, finding your peace and finding your center, finding your grounding, finding your stability, very important. However, doing the work, equally important. And people who refuse to do the work because why? Oh, yeah, I'm happy, I'm content, I'm at peace, I'm tired, I don't have the energy, I don't want to, I don't need to, I'm fine with where I'm at. Okay, then don't do the work and see what happens in life, yeah? Lots of times they get what? Cut short. That's why they say only the good die young. Because good people, truly good people, are complacent and complicit to some degree. It's what makes them good. Because good energy is perceivably good by many, many people. That's what makes it good. It is unanimously good. And that's how we get, oh, the good die young, yes, because, well, they were so good, they were hardly anything at all. Because they chose not to do their healing, because they chose not to do the work, because they chose peace, which brought others peace, which was good to be, yes? And that was good. But peace is never long lasting. We are in a world at war all of the time. 2023, we live a science fiction novel. We are streaming, we're on cameras right now, we're live action. And people are still fighting so barbarically that they are dropping bombs on people who are literally trying to rebuild their hospitals. What the fuck? Okay, so, who cares? Let it take time for people to learn, for people to know, for people to understand, for people to hear it. Okay? People have to go at their own pace as long as they go. Okay. And your pace may be slow, and guess what? Hey, longer race. Do you not see? Life is a race, sure. But you're racing the other way. The point is not to rush to the finish line. You see how that sounds when you say it out loud, right? Okay, so life is a race, but you're not racing anyone, and you're not racing to the finish line. Okay, so what do you mean it's a race? It means you go anywhere, anytime, at any pace. And the longer you last, the better it is. Okay? Oh, cool. Yeah, that's a fresh perspective. That's a cute thing to think about. It is a race, but it's the one that you want to last the longest. That is a beautiful thing. A beautiful thing. Because that is life, inherently, yes? That's life. Life is going to decide these things for you, yeah? Life is going to put you at the pace that you are supposed to be because you are meant to get to the finish line when you're meant to get to the finish line. And if hopefully your finish line's all the way the fuck out there. But at the same time, if you want to run so fast, then you're going to get to the finish line just as quickly, yeah? Okay, think about that. Think about what that really means. Think about what that really means. Because it means, oh, it's dying. Okay. You say you're not afraid of death, but you run towards it so fast like you can't be patient enough to know when it's not coming. Because you know it already is. Big timers. Gator boots with a pimped out Gucci suit. Ain't got no job, but I'm still fly. Can't pay my rent 'cause all my money's spent. But that's okay 'cause I'm alright. Okay. So gotta quote it. Yes. Okay. No, we did listen to that today when we were getting our bougie water, and we were playing big timers, and we were driving like teenage girls, and we were yelling out the windows, and it was a lot of fun, because sometimes, in order to make life last longer, you have to go back and do another lap of kind of like the stuff you already did, yeah? Because if you were never 19 again, say you aren't, yes? That's true. But if you were to live in that way for a moment, okay, thank you. Then here we are. There is a list on my website. Big list, probably going to get an update soon. If there's something you want a description of, I can tell you because the description click-throughs don't work. It's on the Mystical page. Appreciate you being here. So, here's the thing, too, yeah? Is, this kitty cat that wants to break down my door, as it is, yeah? I don't think I should let him. I don't think I should let him because he's just going to make me get it up and open it again. So, what were we talking about? Something. Life being a race that you want to do many, many laps of and never really end. So, quit rushing it. Quit running to the finish. Quit running into your doom of existence. Quit running into the end process. Let it process. Let it unfold you. Let it become everything that you have never known about, that you experienced and couldn't really quite place your finger on, because all of a sudden you have this understanding and this knowing, because this beauty before you, because of this energy, because of this wisdom, because of this sharing, because of this knowledge, because of this experience, because of this connection, because of this remembrance to when you were young, to let the race begin again, once more, 19. Who cares if you act like a teenager? So it's not every day, so it's not all the time. You gotta wild out a little bit, right? Because otherwise we would be running to the finish line. A lot of us are, some of us are. Some people live a lot more suicidally than others. Like straight up. I've been there, okay. A big believer in life. But it took a long time to like it. Because I was always fascinated by death. And I know I've got things to do there, okay. I got beliefs about that plane and that place. And my place in it. That's so interesting, yes? Okay, that's cool. So, I'm okay with it, right? But if I could put in a little work, if I could push myself further, if I could extend my joy and longevity a little bit by making sure I understand the process, making sure that I accept what is, making sure that I am putting in effort, making sure that I use communication, making sure that I am challenging myself, making sure that I accept the challenges that God brings me. Okay. Amazing. Amazing. Incredible. Amazing. The feeling itself, you know? To remove doubt, to remove hate, to remove fear. Although you need a certain amount of fear to know when you are protected entirely, but understand if you're threatened even slightly. You want just the right amount of fear to know that you're protected entirely, but know if you're threatened even slightly. Big, bad, beautiful energy. That's what this is. Big, bad, beautiful energy. And bitches. Okay, chill out. Chill out. Everybody chill out. Cheers, though. I'm gonna rip the bomb, girl. I said I was gonna go. Here we are. Now we're getting to real silly early hours of the morning. Can't be all serious, all spiritual all the time. I am silly when I'm not like this. The thing is, I'm not only like this on stream. A lot of my present life spends contemplating. I spend a lot of it, dealing with other people, talking to other people. Or I'm very excited and overjoyed and silly and goofy and running around and dancing and screaming and singing and good. Yeah, good. I'm glad to hear that. Yes. And I'd like to do that reading. So It's contrast. If you have to be serious and spiritual and help people, like the holy man that I am, then I also must be the young, free, wild girl that I've always been, and who was unafraid to express herself and was silenced over the years. Yes, but at what cost? Only to others. The cost was never to myself. Because people told me to be quiet. People told me to wear a uniform. People told me to behave. People told me to get a job. People told me to stop believing in what I believed. People told me to grow up. People told me to quit being childish. People told me to be mature. People told me to take a break. People told me to take meds. People told me this and that. Okay. Because guess what? I listened. Because guess what? I listened. I said, hey, you make a good point. You might know more than me. I'm going to listen. Okay? You might know more than me. I'll listen. But what I see, all I see is love. All I see is me. In the sense that I can see others plainly and clearly because I know myself and see myself so well and always have. Had a very very strong sense of identity. I have always had a very strong sense of identity. Has that identity been stripped away from me many times, questioned, beat down, broken into pieces that I still have not gotten back? Absolutely, yeah. But somehow it persevered because my sense of identity, despite all that adversity, despite all the hatred, doubt, fear, compilism, what's compilism? Continentalism, colonialism, despite all of those things existing, it's not even persecuting, but you know what I'm saying? The stripping of my personality still exists, still persisted, still got here somehow. No matter what they did, no matter what anybody did. I was clawing my way out. Okay? And I'm taking my time. And I have taken my time. I took my time. I chose this with much intent, very wisely, with many lessons I had already learned and many that I wanted to learn. And as I learned them, I learned more and more that this was entirely yours. Yes. 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 Cheers. And that is entirely me. This weed tasted like Lush for a second. It was amazing. It smelled like Lush. Oh, so good. I'm just hearing the fucking Benny Benassi song. I'm obsessed. I could watch you for a lifetime. You're my favorite movie. 1,000 endings. You mean everything to me. You never keep me guessing. I don't know. 2 hours, 22 minutes, 22 seconds. You are a cinema, a Hollywood treasure, action, thriller. I could watch you forever. Like, have you ever loved like that? Because, okay, not to put anybody on blast, it's funny. I said that song came out today on my music, and I said, I love this song to my friend, and she's like, it's cool, but it's corny. And I had to defend it, like, oh, well, he's Italian, he doesn't even speak English, like, let it be corny. It's cute. And in retrospect now, I'm like, have you never experienced feeling that? Because I would hope, that people could hear things like that and be really moved by it, Because I think once you do feel it, and then you hear something like it, you always recognize what that feeling is, and it's love, acceptance, beauty, infinity. Oh my God, gorgeous. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. So, all these contemplations, all these deep thinkings, they've led me to this space right now where I get to say good morning, I get to say good night, I get to say good day. Please, God, give me one more good day every single day until I'm done. I had No time to curse anyone. Be good to me, and good will be done unto thee. That is typically how these things work. And we see this in the reverse just as much. Poor girl can't even sing anymore. R.I.P. I never keep you guessing. It's just a silly little thing we did. You are cinema, Hollywood treasure. It's okay. We don't have to keep singing it because I don't know all the words. I just started listening to it again recently, and it just brings me a lot of joy. It reminds me of some times back in the day, but it doesn't even really faze me because it's so in the present for me. Like, it does remind me of 2011, and it's great in its own energy. But then to hear it and be like, wow, I presently do feel this much love and joy. And honestly, I can't help but think of myself when I hear that song. And I don't care how that sounds. That can sound however you want it to. Because the thing is, I put that shit in the song for a reason. It took 10 years to get me here, so I sure took my time. Stop fighting my sound in your ear, 'cause I done blowed your mind. You came back. That's why I started talking about that, huh? You came back because you still don't believe it was me. You want me to prove it on the live stream? Is that what you're saying? Because I can't even think of how it starts. I feel like it would be embarrassing. I feel like it would just be embarrassing to have said what I just said and then to say the song. It would be so easy because that is what you want. Because you don't even know what to do to stay relevant anymore because you're just as relevant as you ever were, which is kind of bored. Oh my god. Perfect. Motherfucker. Love it. If my intuition were true, I would hope it was you and that it was a beautiful morning you were having, wherever you were having it, and that, I love coffee, and scones are probably one of my favorite breakfasts, and there is always going to be a need for the newspaper to some degree because I think it's good to have things in print as digital media is so easily manipulated. But if something comes to printed, it'd be very hard, even in an encoded matrix, to sort of change the actual printed, scripted things that come in daily. And when they get rid of the newspaper, that's when you know we've lost it entirely. Okay. Okay. Damn. Yeah, but I do smoke weed and shit. Yeah, it's like 6 a.m. up smoking weed because I'm a spiritual guy. This is kind of the good time of the morning to do it is when people are still generally sleeping. But I sense that people are now waking up more. So it is sort of time for me to get out of here and go, basically. This was cool. This was fun. This was cute. I liked this stream a lot. It was very different. It was cool. It was just it was kind of like just like some things were necessary to talk about. Some of the conversation was really great. I feel like there was a lot of points I brought up that I probably could have come back to and maybe didn't have time to because we got to keep going. The sun is up at this point. I should go. But will I sleep? I don't know. I almost feel so inspired now to complete the night, to see dawn, to be able to experience midnight and the way that the night is so silent for me, and in sound in mind, and just be embodied in spirit, and to allow myself the holiness that is the work of the necromancer, the healer, and everything else that I am. Correct? Okay. But now it's daywalker time, so I can either channel that into art and make art because that's what I like to do when people are alive and awake around me. Whereas at night it's very spiritual. It's, morning's a good time for writing. It's a good time for reading. It's a good time for being, maybe even painting. But I also do love not having any influence over me. So some nights I take off stream because I need those nights to myself, even if it's good for the energy. And I think when I miss the stream days, it builds up and it becomes more character, builds character. Remember that, it builds character. To sit through these builds character. That's why I'm looking over here all the time. Yes. Okay. I hear you. I wanted to. So we're going to do it. We're going to get it. We're going to make it work. And it doesn't matter if we know how. It doesn't matter if we know how. Okay. It's just going to. It's beautiful. And I love this world. And I want to treasure it, hold on to it for as long as we possibly can, preserve what we know of the old world and the world that is. And as we go further into the future, I hope that we have a semblance of what we once perceived as natural and don't become too integrated into tech. But the atmosphere is going to have what it has. So we're going to have to probably take the same kind of frame of reference as many other planets and species have before us, and realize that we are probably more intergalactic than we think we are. And soon enough, people will embrace people like us, and they'll start thinking that we were onto something all along. Gorgeous. I love that. Oh my God. It's her way of thinking, It's her way of thinking. It's like, yeah, she's beautiful and everything, but oh my God, her way of thinking, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, okay. I love you too. Oh my God. Oh gosh. It is one thing to be adored, it is another to be admired. I love that. That's very divine too, yeah. Sometimes it's hard to pull away because I enjoy these things. I enjoy speaking in riddles and poetry into the late, early hours of the morning. I love to watch the sun rise as much as I love to watch the sun set. I love to be able to experience all times of day, all kinds of life, and all energy, right? And the sun itself and the warmth of the outside. Oh my God, right? Just as much as I love sitting under the stars or being by-powered for the moon and thinking through all of the things that I don't get to during the day because it's too much traffic, too much noise, too much in my airways, that all clears out come sundown, yeah? Oh my God. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Glorious. That is just how I see things. So, of course, that's how I look. It took so much. It took so much pain, so much suffering, so much ugliness, so much hatred, so much to look through, look past, look over, look review. And I made sense of kind of a lot of it, or all of it, or some of it, or whatever bits. But at the end of it, I decided that I'd find some beauty in it, and I did. Because that's what I do. And in that is how I became beautiful. It's how I have my everything is attributed to all of it. But it is hard to walk into the unknown. Most people won't go. So you can never expect to be on the road that I'm down. I'm a one of a kind. And I already got the job that I want. And it's only a one-man job. So you literally could never be me. Even if you really wanted to or tried to or copied everything that I do. So just remember that as you practice in your own. It's to find your own. I'm here to help you explore who you are, not to clone who I am. Yeah? the intention. With that, ladies and gentlemen, I feel like I'm going to roll the 3 minutes of ads while I clean up and come back. It's 2, 3, 4. Great time to just end it, but no, let's just get the fucking dimes and nickels because why not? We're already here. And I got to like rearrange the space and prepare and clean up, shut down, etc., etc. So bear with me. I'm rolling one last set of ads, and when I come back, I'm really leaving this time. So I'll be right back. All right, y'all. I literally feel like I could talk to you all night, and I feel like I don't even know why you're up if you're in my time zone. And I really am tired, so I also need to sleep. It's just like the vibes are right. Finally. Last day of Gemini season. We're gonna go out there. We're gonna do our thing. We're gonna do great. We're gonna do amazing. We're gonna like let the chaotic energy fall away from us, and we are going to find our power in the midst of chaos. And we are going to enter Cancer season with a new adaptability and understanding as we embark on an emotional journey as we come towards the sun of Leo season. And then, continue on. Summer vibes, baby. It's supposed to be summertime. Okay? Let these raging, shifting winds of change keep ripping away. That one was Rent. I very rarely am quoting things unless I'm actually saying that I'm quoting something that was Rent. It was Lovey Bohem, right? And the raging, shifting winds of change keep ripping away. Draw a line in the sand and then a stand, use your camera to spar, use your guitar. When they act tough, you call their bluff. We're not gonna pay, we're not gonna pay, we're not gonna pay last year's rent. So it wasn't Let Me Go Up, it was Rent, the opening track, whatever it's called. I love musicals, yeah. Gay as fuck, we know, we get it, you're gay. What does it even mean? Nobody even knows, but it's just so gay because you like musicals and women so much. No, you don't do anything about women or musicals, so it's fine. It's panic. Right. Okay. Listen, relatability, pansexuality on the timeline. We understand, right? I channel for all of us. Happy Pride Month. I've barely celebrated Pride Month. What did I do for Pride Month? It's embarrassing. I don't want to tell you. I don't want to tell you because it obviously involves a straight man, of course. Again, another one. It's fine. Have you even kissed a girl? No. No, and I don't like that. I don't. Anyway, we gotta go. The gay panic is set in. We are only joking, and we are just having our silly hours of the morning. And we are here to laugh and play along, and to make fun, and to heal ourselves with one joke at a time. All right? Okay, I'm gonna go to sleep. I don't know when I'll be back, probably tomorrow or the next day or whatever. Days, whenever I feel like it. Sorry I started late tonight. Hopefully I will start at my usual time the next time I stream. Whatever that may be. So, Friday, no. Saturday, probably not. Any other time? Perhaps. I forgot. I love you all so much. Thank you. Have a great night. Have a great last day of Gemini season once again. Take what you learn, take what you need, and just go with that. Carry it with you and leave the rest, especially if it's funky as fuck, yeah? All right. Unless it's like the funk, then bring that. Okay. Mwah. Oh, George Clinton's literally a Cancer. Oh, his birthday is literally, I think, tomorrow. So we want the funk. We want the funk. Let's go. It's time for the funk. All right. Love you. See you next time. Thanks so much. Consider subscribing because I'm like a ridiculous guy. And it's like $5 for you. Half that for me is still encouraging. You know, you could also go to the website. It's in the link tree. Everything. Just go spend some money. Love you so much. Thanks a lot. And also, you're welcome. Bye for now.